Oh, mate's friend's car. Finished one Tucson and another Tucson comes up. Same problem, head gasket. So without spending 600 bucks, because I don't have 600 bucks to do this job, I recommended Liquid Intelligence. So first of all, I'm going to re-torque the head. That's why I've got it all apart. And so I'm going to do the end bolts at 80 Newton meters and the rest of them, sorry, the end one's at 90 Newton meters and the rest of them are 80 Newton meters. Because I've only just done this on my mate's car, we've got exactly the same situation, but so changing the thermostat as well. The water system on this engine is really funny. So I'm going to put the Liquid Intelligence straight into this hose here. So when the motor starts, the water starts pumping, it's going to suck that Liquid Intelligence, the powder, straight into the motor here, because it just circulates in the motor there only until the engine is up to temperature, and then once the thermostat opens, it only opens and shuts, and by the time you get all that water from the radiator, if I was to put the powder into the radiator, it's going to take a long time. So I'm just going to go straight for the hose there, get that powder Liquid Intelligence straight into the motor, and I'm going to mix the Liquid Intelligence liquid with a couple of litres of water, just to dilute it, and then put it into the radiator system. So all the hoses have to come off as well to drain all of them out, make sure that I've got as much water out before I even start. Just want to explain to you about the thermostat as well. It's important that you get the right one, because if you look inside here, you see that little hole there? That's why you need this particular thermostat. So it opens and closes off to that hole there. That allows the water from the head to come out, and obviously this one opens up as well when it's at temperature. So, and they both open it separately. The top one will open when it gets to the temperature of 88 degrees, and so will the bottom one. But this one will open up first once the motor's warmed up, and let the water start cycling that way. Once that water's warmed up to 88, then this top one will open and let that start cycling through the radiator. But this will only open at intervals. Once the cold water passes this, it closes again, cycling through the motor, and it's only opening at short spurts. That's why putting Liquid Intelligence into this motor here is I'm doing it a particular way and not the recommended way, because this is just a funny designed water system on this particular engine. Kia didn't come up with the best ideas, and this is a Kia engine. So I'll get into that, put the thermostat on, housing back on, we'll put some Liquid Intelligence power into there. Just taking this hose here off right now and just let that drop straight through down. I didn't take it from the bottom of the radiator, I just took it from there, and it just dropped straight down here. And you can see there's, I don't know if you can see that, but there's no real big kink in that. That's going to stop the water from flowing. So that's empty. Okay, so this part here, this hose here, still contains water in it. You can see that in there. It's still containing water that goes to the water pump. That's where the water travels around to the water pump and pumps back into the motor. So I'm going to put a tube into here, into this part here. So I'm feeding straight into that hose there and feed the power in through there. But I've had to remove a 10mm bolt from here, so I could drop the pipe that goes into the water pump under there. You can see that hose that's dangling down there, that pipe there. So I need to get that back into the pump and get the Liquid Intelligence into there. And that was a 12mm behind there that's got to come out. I don't know if you can see that down there. I can't see what you're seeing right now. Hopefully it's pointing in the right direction there. So drop that so I get the water out of that line as well. I'm going to feed some Liquid Intelligence in through the top part there, past where the thermostat would be, and then put the thermostat back in. We'll fill her up. Okay, so I've got a full cap of this, and how I put it in is I've got this hose here, a clear hose, so I can see the actual powder going in, and that's fed into the hose down there as far as I could get it. it all collected around here. So I've then blew on the rest on the hose itself. I've put it in through here, so you've got some around there as well. Didn't quite make it, but most of it, majority of that cap is in that first part of the hose there. And I'm just going to put another quarter cap in the radiator itself. Not too much, just to make up for what's sticking in this tube here. There's less than a quarter of a cap that's sticking in here, but I'm going to put a quarter of a cap in. Better to have more than less. And we'll just pull this out, and maybe I can show you. So I've got a fair weight in there first. But I've got it in there, down into that first hose there. So that's all nice, and it's going to go straight into the block to start off with, exactly where I want it to be, straight off the bat, and not having to feed through the radiator. And the proper way on a standard car would be to slowly feed it through here, a little bit at a time. So as you're putting water in, you're putting powder in, so it's mixing with the water at the same time as going into the radiator. I'm bypassing that and putting it straight to where it's needed the most. Like I said, because the car's gonna run until it gets to 88 degrees, and we need it to come up to 100 degrees. So it's going to be mostly just solution in there first without this, and I want this to be in there straight away with this particular motor. Alright, so thermostat in, and you can see bleeder to the top. Doesn't exactly have to line up with that mark there, as long as the bleeder's to the top of the motor. And when we start filling it up, I'll be jacking up this side of the car as well, so all the air comes to this side of the motor as we're filling water into it, and not so it's just all locked in, a whole bunch of air in the head. Okay, so I've got the car up on jacks there. We're not going underneath it, so I'm not going to worry about stands and everything to make it safe, because there's no really point in that. It tilts the motor, so all the air is going to come up this way. And first of all, because of this type of motor, it's best off to, what we've got here is a funnel there. We're going to put the liquid intelligence in straight away to the return hose. Yep. And fill it up until water starts coming out of the radiator here, until it starts trickling out, and then we're going to put the hose back on and finish filling up the radiator. So what we're doing now is just using the Coke bottle as a funnel to fill this up. Once the water gets to about here, I'll push the lines, get the air out of the system as much as I can, and then we'll do it until we can't get any more bubbles out ourselves. Radiator cap on and start the car. Also, disconnect the cooling fans, because we need the temperature in the motor to come right up to 100 degrees, and we can't have the cooling fans cutting in and cooling the system down. This is only for the first. We'll run it to 100 degrees, turn it off, let it rest until I can put my hand on the motor that sits there comfortably. It's not too hot to put my hand there. Once it's cooled down to there, we'll run it again to 100 degrees. We'll do that 2 or 3 times, and then we'll connect the cooling fans up. Okay, so that's all done now. We've got a flat battery, so we've had to put jumper leads on to give it a start. Brand new radiator cap as well. Ready to give it a run. I'm going to first record the steam coming out of the exhaust, and then I'm going to try and switch over to screen record, so we can so I can record the gauges on the car, so you can also see the temperature of how hot the car gets with the fans off, and then I'll come back to turning that off and record a little bit more again. Okay, just finishing off now. I've still got to put the covers and everything back on, but I've been for a couple of drives. The last drive I just went on was a half an hour drive. Car's running great, not blowing any steam, no water in the oil, nice and clean. This is the stuff I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video. For whatever reason, when I recorded the footage of putting this in and running this product through the engine, that video didn't take for some reason, so just mentioning it right now. I put 50ml of this in. It says to add 10% of that product to every litre of oil, and this engine takes 4 litres, so it's 40ml, but I put in 50. Then you run the engine for half an hour. You do your intervals of revving up between 1500 2000 revs. I was going up sometimes to 2.5 3000 revs. But anyway, the Liquid Intelligence doesn't sponsor me, but in saying that, they did supply this particular product to me for free, just because I mentioned that I'd like to give it a go, try it out, and they said, yeah, we'll send that up to you. So big thanks to them. Got to use that on this engine to flush the system out. Yeah, everything's going great. The head gasket repairs worked. The car's driving again. No steam out the exhaust. Everything's going great. So yeah, thanks for watching. There will be a follow-up in 4 weeks because there is still Liquid Intelligence in the car. The head gasket repair is still in the engine, in the cooling system. I've told my mate to let his wife drive it for the next 4 weeks, and then after that 4 weeks we're going to flush all the Liquid Intelligence out and put proper coolant in the system. So there'll be a follow-up video. So take this as part 1, I guess, and there'll be a part 2 in about 4 weeks. Alright, well, thanks again for watching. I'll catch you next time. Cheers. Okay, so I just wanted to close this video off with just promoting Liquid Intelligence a little bit. I'm not sponsored by Liquid Intelligence, although if they happen to see this video and want to offer anyone who watches my videos a discount on products, I would be all for it. Not really too sure how sponsorship works. But anyway, I'll go over the products that I've used and we'll have a chat about them. Okay, so this product here, fantastic. I've used it when I first got my van 12 years ago. I got this product here. I had 6 oil leaks fixed. Some of them didn't straight away stop. The van I got came with multiple problems. I had a transmission leak, I had a diff leak. Well, I got IRS, but my IRS diff was leaking. Had 2 engine leaks. I put this stuff in everywhere where it takes oil or fluids, like power steering, transmission, engine, my diff, everywhere. And I use this product every time I do an oil change, and I haven't had any leaks. It's fixed them all up. This product here I've used multiple times now on 4 different vehicles in total now. The one that I just did, that from the video you just watched. So the first car I ever did was a TL Magna, and it lasted 5 years before my sister sold the car. And as far as I know, I still see the car driving around. So as far as I know, it's still going without having any more blown head problems. Second car was my brother's. He got a 99 Falcon. Used it on his 2 years ago. He's still driving his Falcon. I used it on my nephew's Kia. After 6 months, he sold it, but he had no problems during that 6 months. And I've just used it on the Tucson. And I have 100% faith in the product that it's going to work out great. Head gasket kit, that's for if you're not too sure how to diagnose a blown head gasket, or if you're thinking you might have one, this kit will help you out. I never tried the hydraulic stuff. It's NRMA trusted, so that it gives you more confidence that if NRMA have faith in this product, then that's something, recognizable, something good. This product here is the powder stuff. It's great stuff. It's not just used for radiator leaks, it's also stuff that you put in the car for when you've got a blown head gasket, if it's a really bad blown head gasket. I used it on the engine I just did, basically because I've got it and I know that I'm going to get a better repair by using that as well, not just the solution. This stuff here, what doesn't get caught up in between all those little gaps to block up a hole, dissolves. But you flush the system anyway after a few weeks of using this. Once the leaks have stopped, you flush this out. But any little bits that are left in the system that's floating around, if it doesn't get caught up in a little hole somewhere so it can react and close a hole, it just dissolves away. So it's really good. You don't have to worry about it getting stuck somewhere and clogging up part of the system that it shouldn't. I'm also got this in my sedan, purely because I had overheating problems with the sedans. That's why I used this here, and I got this here at the same time as a kit, which is here. So I did a flush. There's enough here to do about 3 cars to flush the system out. This here is the treatment. This here is called like a deadener, so it reacts to this stuff here. So once this is finished cleaning and you flush it out, you run this stuff here to deactivate this one. And then once you've done all that and you clean the system right out, because if you don't, it's not bad, but it'll make this green coolant brown. And it's still effective, like the coolant's still doing what it should, it just looks yucky. So make sure you give the system a good clean if you're to use this product. Haven't used this one, but there's a read more so you can read about it. That's for vintage cars if you've got overheating problems. It's a kit that you get for the vintage car. Same deal with the flushing out, but you use this treatment instead. As far as I know, they don't do thermostats anymore. Diesel treatment if you've got problems with your diesel. This is a diesel test kit. If you want to test your diesel system to see if you've got problems, this will show it, and then you'd use this to treat the system. And this is if you've got water in the tank. I don't use anything to do with diesels. I don't work on diesel cars or trucks. But this is if you've got water in the tank. Put it in there and it'll break down the water. I've seen treatments like this for petrol motors. Same deal, I guess. It adds something to the fuel, so the water will mix with the fuel and then it'll burn through the system, so it cleans the tank out. Another diesel product to fix a fuel pump. Another diesel product for purging and restoring fuel system cleaner. This product here I want to try. I haven't used it yet, but I do have a quad now that keeps on overheating. It was handed down to me because it had cooling system problems. I pulled the motor apart and cleaned it all out. It was crystallized coolant inside it. So somebody's put 100% coolant into it and it's crystallized, and I've had to chip away at it and clean the system out. And even though I can ride the quad, it still overheats. So this would be something that I'll be interested in trying in the quad. There's more about it, a bit of a clip there to watch and see the difference between the coolants. If I can click on that quickly.
Hi, I'm Peter Marr from Liquid Intelligence. In this amateur video, I'm attempting to demonstrate the surprising differences between Liquid Intelligence 115 Super Waterless Motocross Coolant and 3 of the top-selling common motorcycle coolants. This simple test is at best just a visual indication.
Come back and have a watch that for yourself. I haven't used this product. I have no cars that have lifters. I haven't used this product here, but next time I come across a system that's got sludge in it, I will. I have had 2 cars that come to me in the past that had sludge in the system from mixing 2 different coolants. You can just be persistent. It takes about an hour to keep on flushing fresh water through it, through your garden hose, just constantly putting water through the system. Take the thermostat out, constantly put water through the system. It takes about an hour to flush the system out. Next time I see a system like that, I think I'll give Peter a call and order some of this stuff. I used this today. I don't know if we had any build-ups of sludge or anything in the engine, but we had a blown head gasket, which we've done the repair with. So after doing the first drain and putting fresh oil in, I've also put this treatment in. And then when we drained it out, we saw no signs of water coming out. It was really runny, but it all came out just looking like really clear, runny oil. So I'd say that this here has allowed the water and oil to combine, and instead of foaming up and becoming like a milkshake, it's just treated it and it's let it all drain out. So now we've got nice clean oil in that motor. I haven't used this brake fluid, but I have used this one. Fantastic product. It fixed both my cars. One I had locking up calipers. ABS system was blocking up. This fixed it, no more problems, so I didn't have to replace the ABS. And the other one, I had a shuddering in the front brakes. After putting this product in, didn't show straight away, but after about a month, no more shuddering in the brakes. Fantastic product. I've also currently got this in my van because I had tappet bouncing noises. I haven't heard any tappet bouncing since I put this in, so it looks like it's also doing its job. This product here, I had a very slow response from this one. I ordered 2 of these. I put one in my van, I put the other one in my sedan. The sedan being the one that had a problem, the van no problem, but I put it in there anyway as a, to fix any problems that may occur. In my sedan, I had a problem with every time I come to a stop, it didn't want to come out of top gear. My gearbox wouldn't shift down, it just kept on staying top gear. It took 4 months after putting this product in before I noticed that I started to have less and less problems. As soon as I started to notice that the problem was going away. About a week later, no more problem. I can pull up to traffic lights now, come to a stop, no more stalling, no more shuddering. It's all fixed. But you've got to have, it may work for you straight away, but have patience if it doesn't work for you, because for me, I was at the point of, I was getting ready to buy everything brand new to replace the transmission, and then suddenly everything was coming good, and yeah, I'm good to go. I haven't used a rust remover, but if it's like the products I have used, I would have faith that this is fair income photos of how it works. Bit of a read up there. Racing transmission fluid. I have no reason for using this, but more modern day cars would probably use something that's really fine like this. This is something I'm going to recommend to my sister, because she recently bought a car that the people who had it before her didn't tell her, because she had to go and travel and pick it up. And they didn't tell her that the car was full of cockroaches. So it really stank in there. And after she vacuumed it all out, we took the carpet out, vacuumed it all out and so forth, to kill all the cockroaches. It still really smelled really bad. So I sprayed all the seats and everything with methylated spirits, and it kills all the smell off pretty much straight away. But it comes back after about 4 to 6 weeks, and you spray the area, you spray the car again, kill all the smell off. This might be something that works for her. There could be bacteria in the vents that needs to be treated, so I'll recommend that to her. And this is just more of a read up, so yeah, check out the URL. If any of these products interest you, go to the Read Mores, like this here. Go to Read More and check them out. Definitely a good product. And like I said, if Liquid Intelligence do watch this and want to offer something to my viewers to give a bit of a discount for saying that they got a recommendation from my channel, yeah, that'd be fantastic. Anyway, till next time, cheers guys.